People like to believe in fairy tales. Don't let it be forgot that for one brief, shining moment, there was a Camelot. There won't be another Camelot. Not another Camelot.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to the AwardsWatch Oscar podcast. I'm your host, Eric Anderson. As usual, it is Friday, November 25th, the day after Thanksgiving. And I have a special guest with me once again, back by very, very popular demand.
That's right.
Very, very popular demand. I have Joey Nolfi. Hello, Joey.
You know, Eric, I am mildly enthused to be back here. I've just been enjoying the monumental, groundbreaking, dare I say, earth-shattering success of our first episode together, which I believe is your most downloaded episode of all time. Am I correct?
Yes, it is. In the 4 years of AwardsWatch podcasts, the debut of Princess Joey Nolfi was the most popular podcast that we've ever had.
That's right. And
much to my chagrin. In fact, I am upset and chagrined by this.
Of course you are. You're just jealous of my success. That's all. This just further cements my iconic status in the podcasting arts, and I'm truly thankful for that. I mean, Ann Thompson, who? Kyle Buchanan, what? This is just
my goodness,
absolutely crazy. And this particular podcast almost didn't happen. You're very lucky that I have such a good relationship with you, because my manager kept advising me not to come back on this show after you canceled 9 times earlier this week. But I said no, let's do a bitch a favor. Let's give her my tour rider at the very least and see if she'll meet my demands, which you did. I was so amused to find a box of white doves on my porch this morning, along with the wig of Amy Adams, which has been snatched, of course, by Isabelle Huppert. So thank you for bringing those.
Really? Really?
To continue to be a part of your podcast. I very much appreciate it.
No on that Miss Adams shade. No, ma'am.
There's going to be a lot of that this podcast. Also, question, I know you're dying to stifle my insanity. You're probably sweating like crazy over there right now because you just want me to shut up. But I think...
No, that's just menopause. I'm fine.
I think this is what the people want, Eric. So before we get into serious talk, I know it's the day after Thanksgiving, so I have to ask, are you lounging around in your house in that kimono?
In my kimono? Of course I am.
I feel like that's, an appropriate I've been eating for 24 hours straight, Luke. And I don't know, I just always imagine you in your house kimono and slippers and a giant white towel wrapped atop your head, like a woman who just came out of the shower who has like luscious flowing locks.
Do you remember the part in Mommy Dearest when Faye Dunaway is on the couch and she's rubbing the lotion on her elbows and she has the robe? That's pretty much what I'm doing right now. And as much as I enjoy, these podcasts, it really is kind of taking a moment out of my day that I really don't need. So, I mean, I like having you on. It's a trifle and it's really cute. But yeah, I don't need it.
You don't need it? Well, I think the statistics that brought in your highest ratings ever, Eric, say otherwise.
Well, I had some people look into it, and apparently there were some Russian hackers that were altering some of those results. So those numbers, I've already have a call into Jill Stein to have her investigate those. So we'll see how that turns out for you, Joey.
Yeah, she's just gonna try to get $7 million more. That bitch ain't trying to do nothing. She's just trying to buy herself a new Birkin.
Oh yeah, she's that's the new definition of the Green Party now. So yeah, no
She's
ma'am.
working for.
Wait, did we
Sorry.
just talk about politics?
I think we did.
Okay, we said we weren't going to do that, but
Also,
it's.
I have to let your listeners know that I'm here to spoil everything again. 'Cause I
Oh
hate
my
to
God, people were mad. People were
to
mad.
be even more pissed because guess what, y'all? The boat sinks at the end of Titanic. How's that
And
for you?
oh, it's not even as funny though as people asking about Jackie, and I'm like, do I spoil the ending of this for you? I don't
I
know.
mean, wait, is there really even anything to spoil at the end of Jackie, or is that the point of what you're saying right now?
That's kind of the thing. There are, sometimes you can mention something about Jackie, and people are like, "Oh my God, I haven't seen it." I'm like, "Oh my God, it's history."
I
So,
mean, well, see, that's the thing that I think that we should get into this whenever we do talk about Jackie is that I think yes, it's history, but I think the way it's strategically structured would, I guess, maybe piss some people off if you were like, okay, this is how certain things unfold, and this is when certain things are revealed, and when you see certain things. I think if I knew certain things like that before I saw it, I would be kind of pissed if somebody spoiled it. So it's just another way that you're fucking up, Eric.
that's really insane. I think that's crazy. I mean, the entire premise of the movie is that it only takes place during that period, that like,
Well, no, that's what I'm
weeks.
saying. Is it's not necessarily the circumstances that you're spoiling. It's the way that the very calculated and um, what's the right word? Like calculatedly forged, I guess, way this movie is told. That
Mm,
I would be kind of angry if somebody told when I saw certain things and certain things happened because I think that it's structured in such a way that if all the little pieces function so well strategically where they're placed. So, I mean, I think if I knew where to expect where I was going to see certain things, some of the impact would be lost because some of the things are kind of jarring, and I wasn't really expecting to see some of the things that I saw in this movie. But we can
well,
talk
that's
about.
one of the things that to me is so great about it is that it's not a familiar style or structure of a biopic.
Yeah.
So it's that's part of its vitality because
So I'm
it takes a situation that you think you know a lot about or have seen a lot about and really gives you a perspective and a timeline that you're not really that throws you off. And that's one of the things I like so much about it.
I don't even think it is a biopic. I don't think it's fair to
Well,
say.
yes, but I mean that's how people will consider it. That's what it's. I mean, even
Yeah.
if it's a slice of life. I mean, nobody really does a lot of full life biopics anymore because it's
Yeah.
difficult to do in a 2 or 2.5 hour period.
Should we just talk about Jackie now, since we're?
Well, we are talking about Jackie, so I'm gonna say yes
Uh,
that we should. Spoiler alert: JFK dies.
oh shit! Damn it, Eric.
I know.
Um,
I'm not cutting that
but
out.
are you really gonna cut that
I
out?
said I'm not.
Uh,
I'm not cutting that out. I can't promise anything anymore. I can't because I promised on that last podcast that I was going to cut out that huge spoiler that you dumped,
it's
and then
fucked up.
I proceeded to completely having a still Alice moment, and I forgot to do it.
Well, this is for all of your lovely listeners. I think I can hear them right now responding to that spoiler you just dropped.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you! Get the fucking thing together, fuck you!
I think that was pretty much the response. Yeah, it was. It really was.
Well, speaking of responses to things, do you like that segue? This is why you bring me here. Ann Thompson, I think, said that AMPUS voters weren't responding well to Jackie.
Well,
In,
what I understand is that she said that on a tech level that they weren't.
that's so surprising to me. I find that just I don't want to question Miss Thompson's judgment, but I just find that so hard to believe because these people, they're not geniuses. I feel like they're not fucking dense, and Jackie is, even watching it on the most superficial of levels, is an astounding sort of kinetic, impassioned. I would go as far as to call it a masterpiece that I think just literally jumps off the screen, whether you're like breathing it all in the moment or only paying attention to what's happening on the surface. I think that it's a movie that can speak to you in both ways, and why people would not be responding to the technical elements of it, of all things. I think that's the easiest thing to be impressed by.
I don't know. I think I can see where she's coming from, and I think there are very few people who have a bead on the Academy as much as she does. And to me, it's the fact that a lot of these branches, sound branches, music branch, most definitely, are really insular, clubby kind of groups, and they like nominating people that they know. It's hard for somebody young and new to break through. So I think maybe that might be the thing. I mean, I look at the film and I see its ability to kind of really cast a really wide swath over the nominations in multiple categories.
Yeah, no, I've been saying that for a while.
But I mean, that's also trying to remove my own bias about the film, about the things that I like about it. So, I mean, I would be very wary of, the score being nominated, or the cinematography, or the editing, even though I think all of those lend itself to the film being as good as it is. So I think I get where she's coming from with that. And there's a really wide range of predictions going on with this film. There are some people that are looking at it as like a Best Actress shot, and that's it. And then others are like, it's going to get 9 or 10 nominations. And I feel like it's somewhere in the middle.
Yeah. No, that's where I think, as I initially was in the latter camp, I was saying that I was thinking it was going to get, somewhere between 8 and 10. But now that it's sort of drawing near, I'm like, okay, let's manage expectations a little bit. I'm thinking maybe around 4 or 5. But I don't know. I just find it so hard to believe. Maybe it's just because I don't want to believe that it's gonna be handled that way. But I don't know. I think it'll be really interesting to see how this thing unfolds, because I think that this is going to be one of those movies that the Critics Awards are really going to boost, especially Natalie Portman.
I think so too. I agree.
You can't pull any Emma Stone bullshit with me this year. She's not fucking winning.
Well, I still think she is. I think it's going to be a very good race. I do think that there will be a separation between Critics Awards and the Industry Awards, though. Mm-hmm. I think the lion's share of the Industry Awards are probably going to go to Portman and to Huppert. And I think Amy Adams might grab a lot of double mention wins. Because she has 2 lead performances that are really different and will jump out for people. But I do think that once it comes down to SAG and BAFTA and all that it's going to move toward Emma Stone.
I don't think so at all. I think it's going to be Portman across the board. You really think that that BAFTA is going to go for Emma Stone over Natalie Portman?
Yes, I do.
Why?
Because I feel like Stone has the actress trajectory to do it. I mean, why else would somebody like Brie Larson be able to run the gamut like she did last year?
Well, because Brie Larson wasn't up against somebody giving the performance of a career in a movie based on a real life person that's being praised like no other recent performance we've really ever seen.
Yeah, no, I'm not denying any of that at all. Mm-hmm. I just think it's a little more difficult to get that second lead win. And I think she'll struggle there. So
do you think that if Jackie had been released last year, do you think that Natalie Portman would have beat Brie Larson?
No.
Oh, girl.
I don't.
Oh, girl. I do. I think that this is the kind of performance that is going to win in almost any year that it was released in. I mean, I don't know if this was a film starring a man in the same sort of role that Natalie Portman is playing, you would be saying the exact opposite.
But that's not the situation, so to bring up a hypothetical like that doesn't even make any sense.
Wow, okay, you're gonna go there.
Yeah, it doesn't. You can't bring up something that is non-comparable. You can only bring things that are comparable, and that's looking at all the double Best Actress winners in history. There's 13 of them.
Well, you're better with stats than me. So.
Well, and to be fair, stats only take you so far, and I used to live and die by them, and it was a really
mostly die.
Yeah. I mean, I died on the front steps of Joy Unbroken and Billy Lynn this year, so I am kidding nobody, including myself, as to where stats lie and how much they matter, and when to deviate from them. But it is difficult to get that second win, unless you're Meryl Streep or Ingrid Bergman, without being, in a Best Picture nominee or winner. It's pretty hard. The closest kind of sort of, no, that isn't even really a similarity. No, it's really difficult, period. And if we're talking about Jackie in the way that Ann Thompson might think that it is going, if it doesn't get in Best Picture, I do think it will, but if it doesn't, there's no way she's in the running.
Yeah, I will give you that. If Jackie does not get in for Best Picture, I will be the first to be like, all right, it's not happening.
Yeah.
So
what do you think that it would take, or do you just think she's just going to totally sweep everything?
Yeah, no, that's honestly, I think it's the most simplest prediction I've made in I mean, I'm not going to be like certain other people and be like, I've been doing this for 19 years or however long it is. But I mean, in the relatively recent past, I think it's the easiest prediction that I've found myself making. I'm just like, it just makes sense to me. It just clicks in my brain. I think that it's gonna. Yeah, I think she's gonna fucking steamroll everything.
Wow.
That's my opinion right now. You can bring out receipt in January if it's not nominated for Best Picture. You can bring out this receipt and save this shit right here, Eric, because you could potentially use this later.
Yeah, and it might. And in the post Oscar podcast, I might have to take a clip of this conversation and throw it in there to either your or my advantage, whatever it is. One thing that is definitely in Portman's favor is that she is one of the very few people that is a front runner or a semi front runner that's playing a real person. Mm-hmm. That's a big advantage because it's pretty popular with
it doesn't happen
with
as
acting
much,
wins,
right? And it doesn't happen as much on the female side as much as it does on the male side, but
yeah, because they get more biopics than women do. That's just because of that, though.
I think that too. I know it's kind of getting into the election conversation a little early, but I think post-election, Jackie is probably going to be one of the films that hits the hardest for I guess if you could call them the liberal elite, because I mean, really at its core explores, I guess, what's going on underneath the facade of what's shown to us in politics. And, I think that's really going to resonate with people who have been paying attention, at least to what's happening to our country right now. I think just on a pure level of that, people might be impassioned enough about other subjects to vote for this thing. I don't want to say blindly, but I think that it could maybe appeal to people on that level as well.
I think so too. And I mean, she's arguably the most popular and well-known first lady that this country's ever had, and up until Michelle Obama. So I think that will absolutely be a part of some people's thinking and voting.
Can you imagine if only Hillary had won? If this Jill Stein thing plans out and Hillary does end up winning, can you imagine in 30 years if we get Bill, like the movie Bill, directed by Pablo Larraín?
I don't even want to know what that would be like. Oh my goodness.
I love that.
But I think we can take heart that if Natalie Portman does not win Best Actress, that we will get to see Katie Holmes playing Jackie Kennedy again next year, and cross our fingers for at least a Razzie or two there.
Oh, come on. No, you know what? Did you see the movie that she directed?
I did not.
I just... way that you just took a gulp before you responded to that.
Mm-hmm.
I actually just watched it the other day, and I've been indifferent to Katie Holmes for a while, but I have to say it's actually pretty good, and she's really good in it. And I'm not going to shade her, but
okay,
you do all the shading that you want. I'm just going to sit here and say, I think your opinion of her might be changed after you see this movie she directed.
I do not need to shade Katie Holmes any more than her filmography has already done.
Jesus Christ. Oh, God.
What is this? It's called All We Had, and it comes out December 9th.
Yeah.
Ooh, weird. Same day as Jackie. That's awkward for everybody involved.
I'm going to get in trouble. I'm interviewing her in like a week.
Judy Greer's in it. Okay, I might watch it.
Judy Greer, I'm not kidding you. Judy Greer is in it for literally 1 minute.
That's really disappointing.
She's this pregnant, like white trashy sort of neighbor to Katie Holmes' character, and she like waddles over because she's pregnant and is like, "Welcome to the neighborhood." She's like, "Watch out for those kids over there." And then
that's kind of almost how Allison Janney started, so maybe we'll be lucky.
I mean, it's literally an under a minute role because I actually forgot she was in it, and then she pops in, and then she pops out, and that's it. But all
right, well, I'll put it on my back burner.
Yeah. Should we continue to talk about Jackie, because I think that I want to sort of.
Do you need to talk about Jackie some more? Is that what you're asking?
No, I guess.
I think we can sort of continue talking about Jackie by segueing into its success at the Independent Spirit nominations this week.
All right.
What? God.
I know. I don't know. I don't pay much attention to the Indie Spirits. I have to admit. I don't know. There's just something that I just don't like the fact that like anyone who's a member can vote, and I get it. Like we're shining a light on smaller films and
sometimes
perspective. Well, yeah. I mean that whole budget thing is just fucking nonsense. But we're like broadening this perspective. But when you open it up to everyone who has a checkbook and is ready to drop them dollars on an organization that's so willing to dance for them, it just feels less contentious and less exciting to me. So I don't really pay too much attention to them.
Well, I mean, at least it's not the Hollywood Film Awards. So, speaking of opening a checkbook,
I am the Hollywood Film Awards of Oscar blogging. That's me.
Oh my God. Anyway, Indie Spirits, Jackie did really well. So did American Honey and Moonlight.
Did you see?
What's that?
Did you see American Honey?
I have not. No.
Oh, you need to get on that.
I will. I am. I have lots of things to see this weekend.
Okay, it's so fucking good. That's all I'm going to say to you.
Okay. They should put that on the poster.
So fucking good.
I would totally see A24 doing that too.
All right, let's start a campaign for that. That's my Oscar campaign. Get my vote on the American Honey screener.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, I do too.
All right, so you don't want to talk about the Indie Spirits?
No, I can't. No, I can definitely talk about them. I'm just saying I don't really. I mean, I'm kind of indifferent to watching them as like a, as some people are.
They're a really fun show. I think they're great.
Yeah, no, I think it was kind of fun how everybody was all up in arms over Naomi Harris's, and I say quote unquote snub.
It wasn't a snub though.
I know, in comes the Wicked Witch of statistics to ruin everyone's.
It's not statistics. It's how they run the awards.
Mm-hmm. Trying to tell us that there's a technicality we all missed, trying to rain on our little parade.
Yes, it's the Robert Altman Award.
Yeah.
If a film wins the Robert Altman Award, which is just a juried award, there's no nominees for it. It means that none of the actors can be nominated in any respective categories.
You have the receipts, Eric?
Yes.
Where are the receipts?
The last 7 years
Well, yeah, but
of
is
the
there
indie
anywhere in
spirits.
writing? Is there
I
anywhere in...
think there is, but you have the internet. You can look it up.
We don't have the internet in Appalachia. I'm talking
I've
to you right now with a soup can and a string.
I was gonna say, I forgot you're probably on top of a tree, on top of a mountain, just to get a fucking signal right now.
Yeah, this is the real Appalachian experience right now.
That's true. You're basically like Renee Zellweger in Cold Mountain.
I'll be Renee Zellweger any day. That's fine with me.
Yeah, no, I'm not surprised.
Hmm. But if we go based on last year's results, I guess Spotlight won the
Yes.
Salt Award for Ensemble. So I
Yeah.
think that's the only major Oscar player since 2008 that's won it, I believe. So it's not like you can really use that as to be like, oh well, Moonlight's headed places.
No, I'm only saying that was the reason that it did not show up in any other acting nominations.
No, I know. I'm not. I legitimately believe you. I'm not trying to challenge that whatsoever.
That's good. It wouldn't end well for you.
Think about that.
Here,
Whenever
let me-
your rate crash after I agree to not do any more podcasts. Have fun with Kyle Buchanan.
No, you are right though that before Spotlight, this was not a some type of Oscar bellwether
No.
by any
No.
means, but it was looking at films that have a large cast. Obviously, the reason that it's called the Robert Altman Award, and trying to kind of recognize that. There's only one like real outlier that just is totally bizarre. That was 2012 when Starlet won.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at that right now. What the hell even is Star? Oh, that's Sean Baker. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
But then, before and after that are these, really big films and from indie directors that they love. And so it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Whatever.
Goodness, oh my Lord.
I mean, I'm indie spirits. Woohoo.
Woohoo.
Yippee.
But, that's where, besides that, Moonlight did very well everywhere else. And
Yeah.
if it hadn't earned that, it would have gotten more, acting nominations and probably been the most nominated film. But then, as we were discussing, Jackie did really well.
Yes.
It got
And
in editing and, was that it? Oh, it didn't get in screenplay. Oh, goodness.
No, wait, I thought it did.
It didn't.
Are you sure that your eyes are... Hold on. Okay.
Yeah, feature, director,
And editing.
female
Okay.
lead. Yeah.
Well, then what the hell got in...
Screenplay was Moonlight, Manchester, 20th Century Women, Little Men, and Hell or High Water.
Mm.
Which was the weird snub of the day with Hell or High Water, because it didn't get into feature or director or Jeff Bridges. It was very strange. And I think the Bridges thing is, because Ben Foster got in, was more an issue of category placement. So I wonder if they were kind of looking at him maybe as lead instead of supporting.
He's not lead in that movie.
I know he's not. But
That's really strange.
yeah.
That's
He certainly would have had a place in either category, though, I think.
Mhm.
Tim Roth and Chronic, get the fuck out of here.
Can we talk about the absence of the bitchy waitress in Hell or High Water and Best Supporting Female?
Seriously. Do you know how mad Diane Ladd is right now that she didn't get that part? Oof. Oh.
What don't you want? That's a little flash forward to Eric's future.
I thought, when I realized that Dale Dickey was going to be in that movie, I thought that, oh my God, here is my supporting actress winner for the year, and fuck all y'all. And then this glowing jewel appeared, and Lord have mercy on me. Because I need to go down there and I need to find her.
Do you know that, oh God, why is his name escaping me right now? The Hollywood Reporter, Scott Feinberg. He actually has her in his supporting actress, like, on the radar sort of thing.
Let's not go there.
I mean, it's kind of funny, some of the people that he has on there, I'm just saying. But, to put her on there, that's like something that we can sit back and we can be like, all right, that's our best fucking supporting actress performance. But, to actually put it on a serious list, a little insane.
A little bit, yes.
But I was excited to see that Jesse Plemons got in for male lead for Other People, although and Molly Shannon too.
Molly Shannon was an easy prediction to make for that. I think she's going to kind of hit a lot of places, even possibly Screen Actors Guild.
I really fucking hope so. She'll be that sort of, I know it's supporting, but like how sort of Sarah Silverman got in last year.
Absolutely.
And got in for St. Vincent.
Yep.
And I'm really hoping that she can pull that off.
I think so too, and we know, just looking at the last couple of years of SAG, that because the nominating committee is so small and because they're just from all over the country, if you don't have a screener in hand, you're not getting nominated.
Right.
Because the screenings that happen for these committees are in Los Angeles, San Francisco, New York, and London, and if you aren't in one of those cities, that's it. You have to have that screener in hand, and that's why, like, last year just looked so wacky compared to how things turned out once it came to the Oscars.
Well, do we know if Other People has a screener that went up? I mean, it's out. It's readily available. It's on iTunes.
It is, and I think that's all that they kind of need to do. Let me look at the updated DVD list for the Screen Actors Guild Awards.
Okay.
I don't see it, but
I mean, it's so. Who is that even from? It's such a small distributor, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, Sarah Silverman's was Broad Green Pictures, and nobody anticipated that was gonna that they had anything. But I think we need to really also kind of rethink what an Oscar studio or an Oscar distributor is, because we're constantly seeing that changed.
Mm-hmm.
So it's Netflix, which is pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
At this stage, which is also kind of why I don't see Shannon being able to go all the way to the Oscars, even though it's a decently open category. It could be.
Wait, are you saying Other People is Netflix?
They are the U.S. distributor. The theatrical was Vertical Entertainment, but Netflix is all other media. So
okay.
they would be pushing.
Wait, Netflix is not so good at this.
For SAG.
Oh, yeah.
For pre-Oscar. For pre-Oscar, they're pretty good.
All right. Okay, I stand corrected.
So I think it could happen. But back to the beginning of what you were saying, that Jesse Plemons got in was pretty awesome.
Yes, and Lily
Mortensen. Oh my god.
And, oh yeah. That's actually one that I have to see still.
It's amazing. It is such a great film.
I only have like 5 or 6 more things that I need to see, and that is one of them. But I'm very excited to see it.
He's also full frontal naked in it, and it's absolutely worth it. Like, way better than Eastern Promises. I'm just gonna say that much.
All right.
So,
you can set that unto yourself.
So if you need to put that at a higher place on your screener pile, I would say do it.
Thirsty bitch.
It is Thirstgiving today, so yes.
Thirstgiving. Well, wait, and look at this. I'm actually looking at the international nominees for the first time, and Aquarius got in, which I'm very excited about.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see if that film shows up in at the Globes.
Oh God, that would be so fucking amazing.
I've been talking to my little insider gal at the Globes, because I was really curious, very specifically about Aquarius, and if she thinks that their group is going to want to make a bit of a statement of getting it in there, and she doesn't seem that high on it as far as the idea of the Hollywood Foreign Press making some kind of overt political statement.
Let me ask you a question. Is your contact that crazy Brazilian journalist from last year who was tweeting about By the Sea being kinky?
I am not at liberty to say.
Okay, so it's her.
Don't be shady.
No, she gave me some decent fodder for last year. I think she spelled it like QUI and QUI or something, so I was like using that in all of my analysis of By the Sea last year because it was fucking amazing.
That's great.
Yeah, I love her.
Yeah, I do too. She's
Ha,
awesome.
so see, she is. Good rate. Let's see, what else? What else do you want to talk about with the spirits?
I don't know. I think that's fine. I just want to talk about weird snubs like the Hell or High Water and Kenneth Lonergan not getting in director was weird.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm all about that because I don't think Manchester by the Sea is very good. So I'm all about him being left out there.
Yeah, it's just he seems like such a perfect candidate for this. But then when you see you know, Jeff Nichols made it in, and they love him even more. So, but
yeah, I just don't.
But then White Michelle Williams got snubbed.
White Michelle,
and I'm just clarifying so people don't get confused, like they did with the BFCA.
Well, and with as well as certain women did too. Here, it's kind of she did that. Lily Gladstone got in over her for even certain women. You would think that if she's not going to get in for Manchester by the Sea, she'd get in for certain women. But the real standout of that movie actually got in.
It's amazing that category completely exists to me in an independent spirit world. Which is kind of great because it feels more like the true origins of this group and of this awards because
definitely.
Pretty much none of these nominees are going to be Oscar nominated. The closest one would be Molly Shannon, but I don't think that she is. So it was a category that just felt truer to what they used to be like instead of these studios and indie studios, which are just offshoots of major studios anyway, trying to shoehorn these major Oscar contenders into this so that they have that ongoing visibility throughout the season.
No, I could agree with what you said. It does feel like a more organic category than the rest of what I'm looking at here.
Much more so.
Yeah.
It's a great category. And so is actually supporting male for that matter, really. Even with, Manchester in there. It's a...
Hell or High Water, Manchester. Well, Morse from America. Well, oh, no, just kidding. I was confusing Morse from America with something else. But, no, yeah, I could see that. I think supporting female a little bit more so. That one excites me a little bit more.
I think I got two of 5 predictions right in supporting female and 3 of the 5 in male.
Oh, wait, so who were you predicting in supporting female?
Oh my god, now you're going to make me look at my goddamn predictions.
I bet it was White Michelle Williams.
Oh yeah, well of course. She's like the most nominated actor in the Independent Spirit Awards histories.
And I bet you were doing Naomi Harris.
Yes, because I didn't, I think I had actually picked Nocturnal Animals as the Robert Altman, and I had already posted it and then found out that it wasn't eligible or something like that. Yeah, that's what I had done. Otherwise, I probably would have gone for that. But what did I have? I had Greta Gerwig, Lily Gladstone, Naomi Harris, Molly Shannon, and Michelle Williams.
Okay.
With Melanie Linsky as an alternate.
Melanie Linsky for what?
The Intervention, the Clea Duvall film.
Oh,
she's fantastic in it.
That's one on my list too to see. I was going to actually rent that last night. But can we talk about Rebecca Hall not getting in for?
Yeah, I was just looking because it's in my prediction. I had predicted Rebecca Hall and Royalty Hightower for the Fits.
Fuck that.
I'm like, Rebecca Hall and Christine is basically perfect Independent Spirit Awards fodder. Like perfect. How in the world did she not make it in?
I think that her performance is better than Ruth Negga's. I'm not gonna lie. I think just on the basis of merit, I think that it's a better performance than Ruth Negga's. And Sasha Lane, I don't know, that's a difficult one because I think that Sasha Lane's performance feels like almost like an accident to me. It feels like it was just a mix of, the right director who understood the right first-time actor.
Yeah, but
And
sometimes that works really well, like
yeah.
Bjork.
Hmm.
You hit that lightning in the bottle moment where it doesn't matter if this is the first and like only time they're ever in a movie. You have something there that is like, oh my God.
Right. But Bjork had been an entertainment figure for a while, so it's not like she had been, she wasn't camera shy or anything. And I think that there's an element of Sasha Lane being camera shy in this that sort of lends itself to the character. And I
Okay.
think it's like, sort of lends itself to the film and what is, well, you haven't seen it yet, so I don't want to say too much, but I mean,
Yeah,
I think,
please don't spoil anything, Joey.
no, I
Thanks.
won't, I'm not going to spoil nothing, but, it's, I think there is like an element, like I said, of the sort of spontaneity of this person who sort of has no idea what they're doing, just being thrust into this new experience as the character is, which I think they sort of feed off of each other. So that seems like an act. I'm not saying that Sasha Lane doesn't have moments there where she actually is connecting as an actor. You can see her performing as an actor, but I think that there's a special element to this movie that, feels almost accidental or spontaneous. So, but I think that Rebecca Hall's performance in Christine is on the complete opposite. I think that it's she's acting, but she is, it's a very controlled, deliberate performance. And I think that it's, it shocks me that it did not get in here for sure.
Yeah, I'm amazed because I mean, in all honesty, this would be the place for her to get in
Yeah.
because she doesn't really have a chance anywhere else.
No. It's such a good fucking movie, though. What if she gets in for SAG?
I was toying with that idea a little while ago, and it's fucking Sarah Silverman that just throws all caution to the wind.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was such a thing that every year now I'm going to look at, who could possibly be, the Sarah Silverman, and it's gonna ruin me every time. So I need to not do it, but I swear it's always going to be in the back of my mind.
Well, I did not write a glowing review for Christine as I wrote a glowing review for I Smile Back last year at TIFF, which I think is probably solely responsible for Sarah Silverman's nomination last year.
I see. I thought my writing about I Smile Back is what did that.
Oh, really? Were you quoted on the Broad Green Pictures FYC page for I Smile Back? I don't recall.
No, I was retweeted by Sarah Silverman. So.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was like 7.5 million followers versus the 12 for Broad Green Pictures website. So.
To each his own, and she's entitled to her opinion, and she doesn't have a job or something to promote right now. That's just my take on it.
It's been like 40 minutes almost before, we've had any of your little playful interruptions, and I was kind of missing that, so thank you.
And don't ask me like I'm a child, 'cause I'm not a child, Wendy.
You got to give people what they want, Joey. You have to give them what they want. Know your audience. Anyway, okay.
Thank you, girl. Thank you, girl.
Okay. Click, click. I can hear that shit.
Thank you, girl.
All right. Anyway, so we're done with let's wrap that up. We're done with fucking Indie Spirits.
Yeah, thank God.
God, it's the 25th. National Board of Review is in like 4 days. Oh my
Okay.
God. Things are really going to start just avalanching in the next week or so with that in New York and LA and all that. It's going to be crazy pants.
It feels like it snuck up a little bit quicker this year than it has in past years. I don't know why. Maybe I've just been busier this year.
I think between the distraction of the election, we're just now all of a sudden at Thanksgiving, and on the cusp of all of the Critics Awards and everything before the holidays. And actually, that makes me think of one of the things that we were going to talk about, and that was the release of the Silence trailer, finally.
Oh, yeah.
Finally. My God.
I
Silence
Okay.
has been like the deadbeat dad that keeps like promising to come and pick you up for the weekend, and you sit there with your little, winter hat and your mittens and your tiny little kid suitcase, and you're sitting on your porch and you're getting really cold, and it's like 1 o'clock and then 3 o'clock and then 5 o'clock, and then he just doesn't show.
By
I'm
7
not
o'clock,
speaking from personal experience or anything like that. I'm just saying that's what it's like.
I was gonna say by 7 o'clock, you just Roxy Andrews sitting there waiting at the bus stop.
Oh, damn. Oh, shit.
Left you stunned. That's what I bring to the table.
That
That's what I
did.
bring to
That's
the table.
there's the wigs. They are gone.
That's what I'm bringing to the table.
Gone. There is not a lace front strong enough for that.
Not at all. That's
No.
what I'm. But I have to.
But yeah,
Have,
so that's kind of what Silence felt like.
I have to admit, when I first heard about the project, because I'm fucking crazy. Apparently, I'm not excited. I mean, the thought of watching a presumably bearded Andrew Garfield and Adam Driver sort of scour the Japanese countryside for fucking Liam Neeson of all people just immediately put me to sleep. Sort of like your last podcast with Kyle Buchanan. And
Oh shit.
I don't know. Over the years, I've grown up with Scorsese's more contemporary, modern style with things like The Aviator and Gangs of New York and The Departed. So I didn't sort of grow up alongside.
Two of those are not contemporary.
I would definitely. I think that they're in line with his contemporary style for sure.
Okay, I thought you meant like timeline of
No,
film.
no.
Okay.
I meant like contemporary style. I've grown up with sort of latter Scorsese, not when he was sort of obviously doing his best work. But I think rarely does a trailer alone sort of put a film in prime positioning for Academy Awards. But I think right off the bat, this thing has gone from a relative mystery, I guess, to a contender. I think at the very least with tech categories.
Yeah, this was something that was one of the very last things that people were having the "this looks good on paper" type of predictions for, and it was like, okay, are we going to get something that is going to stay here, or are we going to get a trailer or a tiny teaser and be like, okay, so this isn't quite what we thought it was going to be? But it totally, I don't know, I was pretty blown away. I thought it was amazing. I sort of love that it's a reverse Taken. This time it's Liam Neeson that's captured and has to be, found instead of the other way around. So that's kind of how I'm going with it.
That's hilarious. That's cute. Maybe they'll put that on the poster.
Yes, that's perfect. It's a reverse Taken.
Eric Anderson, Awards Watch.
Give me
It's a
that.
reverse.
Give me that full quote. Give me it.
It's a reverse thing.
Thirstgiving. Hashtag Thirstgiving. Let's do it.
I think
Yeah, go ahead.
speaking have begun, or well, they're doing that one for the priests at the end of the month.
Yes,
which I guess is the end of the month.
That's all. Yeah, Silence and I guess Live by Night are the last two movies that are really going to be screened, and that's all happening this week and this
I
weekend.
keep fucking forgetting about Live by Night.
Yes, well, as we all should. It does have Sienna Miller, for Christ's sake, so yeah.
I forgot how much you hate her.
Oh my god. She's just like a D-level Naomi Watts, so I don't give a shit about her.
Wait, did you actually just give Naomi Watts a compliment?
I guess I did.
And
I elevated her from D to C, so yeah.
You said her name.
I have. And I haven't been struck by lightning.
Oh, God.
I know.
I think we're getting the wind up. Sorry.
Yes! I forgot that I totally forgot that she was the, like, Pee-wee's Playhouse word of the day. I totally forgot.
Yeah.
What a delightful surprise that was. Well, I mean, she has to have her name mentioned at least once this year. So,
She's one of my queens.
in a positive sense. But yes, anyway. Silence, Live by Night, last movie scene.
I think
by
Scorsese
like
is,
National Board Review, Golden Globes, all that stuff. It's all happening over the holiday weekend.
yeah. I think that, there's been a lot of talk with Silence about, the whole late breaking thing, but I think that Scorsese is someone who is, I think, proven himself to be sort of immune to the whole late breaking curse. I mean, there's The Wolf of Wall Street, managed to pick up a bunch of major nominations without, going to any major festivals or anything before. It didn't, right? I don't think it. I think
No, it didn't. But it also missed SAG because it didn't have screeners in time because Paramount Paramount really struggles with this.
Well, I mean, it doesn't fucking matter with him.
Yeah.
I mean, but Paramount does drop the ball. I mean, they dropped the ball with Selma, and I think they're sort of realizing finally after a long time that they done fucked up. Mm-hmm. And I mean, this year they're approaching it a little bit differently.
Well, I don't know if it's that different. They don't have fences out to SAG. At least it's not on the website yet.
Yeah, but it's been screening for people.
Yes, but again, we're talking about a nomination committee that does not all live in Los Angeles.
Right, but it's been screening for the nomination committee. I know it's screened. Hasn't it screened in New York, too?
Yes, yeah, but what I'm saying is because the nomination committee is a randomly selected group, they could be anywhere in the country, not in New York and LA. They're just randomly picked.
Do you really think they're randomly picked, though?
Yeah, you can tell by the type of nominations that come up at SAG, and also because of combining with AFTRA now, it's not just actors, it's like radio personalities, and it's all of these other kinds of people that do not work in television or film, so we're going to get weird-ass nominees.
I think that there's probably a more calculated way of doing it than is perhaps led on. But
I mean, I'm just saying, Christine is in the hands of SAG voters, and she was a television newscaster, so
that's a good connection. Yeah, we can. I think can we start getting high on the fact that she is potentially going to be the Sarah Silverman of this year?
She could be. She absolutely could be.
It's exciting me like no other.
Yeah.
I'm going to predict it just for the fuck of it.
You should.
I
mean, I'm not going to, but you should do it.
You're such an
I am terrible.
Yeah, I know you are.
I know.
Leave me the fuck alone!
I have to throw it back. My goodness, you got me so many times on our first podcast. My goodness.
Yeah, I did. I'm sorry to all the dear listeners that have listened this far that I have not brought a receipt. You have to understand that this podcast was in limbo for such a long time because Eric canceled on me, like I said, probably 9 times.
I'm a very busy person. I have a very busy schedule, and I just don't have time for all of these little things. So,
as if I'm not busy writing for a certain publication that takes up perhaps 12 hours of my day every day. However, we'll let Eric believe he's busy.
Thanks. I need my few things to get through the day. Thank you.
I'll give you. I don't think anybody else is this shady to you on your podcast, are they?
No, I wouldn't allow it.
But you allow it from me.
I do. We have a special relationship. That's why.
So sweet. All right. Is there any other shit you wanted to talk about?
I don't know. I think we're just about heading to that hour mark, and I think that would be a good time to let you go, because
you got to switch out your colostomy bag. You got to
wow. As if I do that. I have people for that.
You're on your hour limit of recess from the home. You got to return.
It's Friday. I need to start my Gilmore Girls marathon. So.
Oh, fuck you. No, that's what I needed to talk to you about. Do you know how fucking basic Gilmore Girls is?
Oh my god.
The worst shit. It is, I don't even want to get too vicious. It's terrible. It's so bad. It's like that stupid This Is Us show on NBC. It's Gilmore Girls is
Oh.
I can't even believe that you of all people are into Gilmore Girls. Why? Can you tell me why?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joey Nolfi's final podcast with AwardsWatch, so please rewind and listen to it as many times as you need to, because you will never hear it again. My God. We were ending on such a fun high note, and this is where we are. This is us right now.
Yeah. No, you have to.
I have to quantify.
Yes, you have to explain yourself.
I love Gilmore Girls. I love Lorelai. I love silly, broken female characters that are fun or annoying. I don't know. I've had many of those in my life, so it's a very familiar sight. So I enjoy it. I love Paris. I want a whole show that's just Paris.
Who's Paris?
Oh my God. Where's the off button on this podcast?
Who is Paris? Tell me who's
Rory's friend from school, Paris. Liza Wheels. She's on How to Get Away with Murder.
Who the fuck is Rory?
Okay. Someone needs their juice because they're having a moment right now, and I will be the Mullen to your Shelby and give you some juice because
I don't know who they are either.
Oh my God! Here we go. Yeah, you can turn that gay card in too while you're at it.
Fuck off. You done?
Are you?
No, I'm not done. So we can.
Are you trying to find some little thing to say on your?
I am.
Your little laptop there.
Oh, okay. All right. Here we go. Let's rewind 10 seconds and then pretend I just said this.
I don't need friends. They disappoint me.
Mm-hmm. That's what somebody with no friends says. Oh my God, this is just turning terrible. Gilmore Girls is awesome. I don't understand.
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah, well, you're alone in that.
All right.
And This Is Us is good too, even though it's super hokey and cheeseball. This Is Us. It's cheeseball. Last week's was super cheeseball.
Okay, I'm about to hit the hang up button after that because it's fucking awful. It's so bad. I love how I watched the first episode and everybody was all like, "You're never going to believe the twist. Oh my God, the twist is crazy." I literally, as soon as I saw that in the first shot, that piece of paper that said the date on it, I went, "Oh, Mandy Moore and Milo Ventimiglia are the parents and all of the actors are their children grown up." I said, and the one actor is adopted. I wrote it all down because I knew nobody was going to believe me. I said, I figured it out within the first literally 30 seconds of the show.
Okay.
And it didn't register as a twist for me. It registered as that's a natural progression of a plot. Like, that's not a twist.
Okay.
Were you sitting there, crying, "Oh, they adopted him"?
I'm not telling you nothing.
Yeah, you are. You're sitting there in your damn house kimono crying. Those are house kimono shows.
It is.
Both of them.
I'm not gonna disagree with that.
Okay. All right. Well, I think we can both agree that
we need to abandon this sinking Titanic of a podcast.
It is spent.
It is. I apologize, listeners. My goodness. This is inevitably going to be the lowest downloaded podcast in AwardsWatch history, and I completely put all of the blame on your shoulders. I take none of that blame.
All right, I can live with that.
You have to now. So
if you can live with yourself for being a Gilmore Girls fan, I can live with the burden of that responsibility.
I most certainly can. I have the power of Kelly Bishop behind me.
I don't know who the fuck Kelly Bishop is.
You need to Google that shit, bitch.
All right. I will. That'll be number one on my list of things to do.
I'm sure it will be. I can't wait till your, and I'm putting quotes, air quotes, publication asks you to write a piece on this. Those were like huge air quotes too.
Well, it's already happened. So.
See? I guess I must have missed that. So.
No comment beyond that.
I love
You're gonna
it.
get in trouble. All right. We have 10 seconds before the 1 hour mark, and I just disappear. I turn back into an Appalachian pumpkin after an hour, so.
That's true. You do. So.
Turn back into a rigor mortis ridden carcass on the road.
It was not rigor mortis.
It was not rigor mortis. But this podcast was, so
It
good night.
was. My God. Nothing can bring it back to life. All right. Yes. Let's go ahead and wrap. Joey, please tell people where they can find you on the interwebs.
They can find me at Joey Nolfi, JoeyNolf as in Frank, I, on Twitter. And Instagram. I'm actually funnier on Instagram, so you should probably just follow me there.
That sounds good.
And Serving Cinema, too. ServingCinema.com is actually not a mess now. I actually have got it sort of back up and running.
Speaking of rigor mortis, yes. That's good that that's back.
Visit ServingCinema.com. And if you are sleuthy enough, you will figure out which publication I write for and can check out my articles there as well. So
Absolutely. I highly recommend it.
Though I have to say, this podcast is in no way endorsed by them whatsoever.
Oh, so. I'm tagging it on Twitter, so.
Oh, no.
I won't. I promise I won't.
Opinions expressed are solely my own.
There you go. I always have to have that disclaimer.
Covering all my bases. Serving Cinema, the opinions are all Serving Cinemas.
Yes, exactly.
Just blame it on that bitch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when you find her, then you can nail her to the wall. Yes. All right. So yes, thank you very much, Joey, for joining me on this absolute disaster of a podcast. And don't forget to follow us at awards_watch on Twitter and AwardsWatch on Instagram and AwardsWatch.com and all of those lovely internet things. So, yes. Thank you, Joey.
Thank you, Eric.
All right. So rude. So rude.
That's right. Fuck you too.